We're debating the question, did Jesus rise from the dead? And we're on this thing of what kind of resurrection happened. If you do say that Jesus came forth from the dead, what kind of body was there? Was it a spiritual body? What does that mean? Is it a physical body? What happened?
Well, and I was saying, I think this is crucial to talk about Paul here because everybody admits the Pauline data. Critic after critic says there's no eyewitness data except Paul. And so it's important to know what Paul thinks he saw on the way to Damascus. Now, I had said before that in 1 Corinthians 15, he could have chosen the word pneuma. He doesn't. He does say spiritual. He's got an adjective there, but he says soma, body. Philippians chapter 3, it's a short chapter, 21 verses, but Paul says three things in one chapter that indicates that he's talking about a physical resurrection. In the opening verses, he says, I was a Hebrew of the Hebrews, and as touching the law, he said, I was a Pharisee. Now, it's very well known that the Pharisees believed in a bodily resurrection. In fact, according to Acts chapter 23, as Paul was being taken captive by the Romans to prevent him getting killed, he shouted out to the group of people and he said, why are you taking me? Because I believe in the resurrection of the dead. He means a literal resurrection. And the Pharisees there said, there's nothing wrong with this guy, but the Sadducees don't like it. So as a Pharisee, he's agreeing with the Pharisees. So first evidence from Philippians 3, as a Pharisee, he believes in a physical resurrection. Secondly, in verse 11, he says that I may attain the resurrection of the dead. Now, the normal Greek word for resurrection is anastasis. But in this passage, Philippians 3:11, he puts a prefix on there, ek anastasis. Ek anastasis, according to all Greek scholars that I know of, they translate this passage as the out-resurrection from among the dead. Paul says that I want to attain the out-resurrection. Now, to a Jew, out-resurrection means what goes down is what comes up. You come out from the death. And then just a few verses later, Philippians 3:20 and 21, he says, we look from heaven for Jesus, who will change our vile soma, body, to be like unto his glorious soma, or body, when he should have said pneuma, according to this other view. So he's a Pharisee, physical resurrection, ek anastasis, resurrection from out among the dead ones. And 3, he says he will change my body to be like his body. So right there in Philippians 3 alone, I think this picture of Paul, of Jesus being some wispy spirit that appeared to him in Damascus, doesn't fit Paul's own data.
Tony, you are just the most lovable person, and you're an empiricist. I mean, you got to follow the evidence. What do you do with this evidence?
Well, I find the idea of a spiritual body very peculiar, in that, after all, when you say something is spiritual, it's rather like saying it's immaterial. You're not, well, if you say it's immaterial, you're not telling us of any characteristic at all that you know of that it has. It seems to me that an immaterial substance is really nothing at all, and a spiritual body seems to me not to be a body at all.